Even the most loving dog owners can unintentionally hurt their dog's feelings. Small actions, inconsistencies, or simple misunderstandings can create subtle stress or even emotional distance. Dogs express how they feel in ways we often overlook, and missing these signals can quietly strain the bond you've worked so hard to build. In this video, we'll look at 5 everyday habits that could be affecting your dog's emotional well-being without you even realizing it. More importantly, we'll share practical, easy-to-apply tips to help your dog feel safe, understood, and more deeply connected to you. These insights come from both scientific research and real-world observations, giving you a clear guide to strengthen your relationship with your furry friend. If this video feels helpful, give it a like. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss tips on caring for your dog. Let's get started. Number 1. Using anger instead of patience. Frustration is a natural human emotion, and it's easy to let it spill over during training or everyday interactions. But dogs are remarkably sensitive to the emotional energy around them. They read our tone, body language, and even chemical signals to understand how we feel. When we respond with anger, shouting, harsh gestures, or sudden movements, dogs often experience stress far beyond the behavior we're trying to correct. Their hearing is 4 times more sensitive than ours, meaning what we perceive as a firm correction might feel overwhelming to them. The impact of anger is twofold. First, it creates confusion. Dogs live in the moment. Scolding them for something they did even minutes ago may not connect with the behavior you're trying to correct. Second, it can cause subtle emotional harm. Over time, repeated exposure to frustration or anger can lead to anxiety, withdrawal, or even a decline in responsiveness. Instead, approach your dog with calm, deliberate patience. If your dog pulls on the leash, pause and take a deep breath. Address the behavior with gentle guidance and clear expectations. Calm, consistent communication teaches dogs what you want without triggering fear or emotional distress. Over time, this approach nurtures trust, enhances learning, and reinforces your bond. Have you ever noticed yourself losing patience with your dog? Share your experience below. We can all learn together. Number 2. Inconsistent rules and mixed signals. For households with more than one dog, understanding fairness can be surprisingly important. Back in 2009, researchers conducted a study to explore how dogs react to inequity. They paired 2 dogs together and asked them to shake paws for a treat. Both dogs initially received a simple piece of bread. Then, one dog was given a delicious sausage while the other continued with the bland bread. Here's where it gets interesting. The dog getting bread didn't seem to mind at first, but when the reward was completely removed, that dog refused to participate further. Meanwhile, the dog with the sausage continued happily. The experiment highlighted that dogs are sensitive to fairness, not just in obvious ways, but in subtle shifts of reward and attention. Now think about your daily interactions. Maybe one day your dog is allowed to have a cookie from the table, and the next day it's suddenly forbidden. Or you praise them enthusiastically for greeting you at the door, but scold them for jumping on another family member. These inconsistent signals can confuse a dog and subtly damage trust. Dogs thrive on predictability. They need to understand the rules and know what behaviors will bring positive outcomes. By keeping rules consistent, both in rewards and boundaries, you give your dog clarity, security, and a sense of fairness. This consistency builds trust and strengthens the emotional bond between you and your dog. Number 3. Confusing the come command. One of the most common frustrations among dog owners is a dog who doesn't come when called. But there's a reason this happens, and it often comes down to how the command is used. Dogs are creatures of habit and highly perceptive to context. If they are repeatedly called for things they don't enjoy, like leaving a park, ending playtime, or going to the vet, they may start associating the word come with unpleasant experiences. Even more subtle is the pattern of inconsistent enforcement. If your dog is sometimes called and allowed to ignore it without consequence, come loses its meaning. Worse, if they finally respond and are met with scolding, they may start connecting, coming to you with trouble rather than reward. The key to turning this around is positive reinforcement. Ensure that come always leads to something enjoyable, a tasty treat, a favorite toy, or a game. Early training sessions work best in quiet, low-distraction environments with short, focused exercises. Avoid using the dog's name for scolding. For example, saying, "Tom, no," repeatedly teaches them that their name predicts punishment. Instead, reserve their name for positive attention. "Tom, come," or "Good boy, Tom." This encourages joyful responsiveness and strengthens your emotional connection. Dogs also rely on cues beyond words. They pick up on body language, tone, and even subtle environmental signals. Using consistent, clear gestures paired with verbal commands improves understanding and makes training far more effective. Number 4, underestimating the power of walks. Walks aren't just exercise, they are a vital sensory experience for dogs. Each walk is like flipping through the day's newspaper, filled with smells, textures, and stories about the world around them. Yet studies from the University of Liverpool show that most dogs are only walked for short periods, often under 20 minutes. Allowing dogs to explore, sniff, and investigate freely provides essential mental stimulation. Sniffing engages their brain, releases stress, and satisfies their natural curiosity. One remarkable example comes from a beagle named Elvis, who was trained to detect pregnancy in polar bears at a zoo using fecal samples. His success rate of 97% demonstrates just how powerful a dog's sense of smell truly is. Next time you walk your dog, consider letting them sniff and explore within safe boundaries. Small sniff breaks may seem insignificant, but they provide enormous mental enrichment, helping your dog feel more engaged and content. A well-stimulated dog is happier, calmer, and emotionally balanced, reinforcing the bond they share with their human. Number 5, overloading with words. While dogs can understand hundreds of words and gestures, their comprehension is fundamentally different from ours. Research from Naples and other studies has shown that dogs are far more attuned to body language than to verbal cues. They respond best to simplicity, clarity, and consistency. Overloading your dog with instructions or using long, complex sentences can overwhelm them. When the same command is expressed with varying words, gestures, or tones, it can create confusion and frustration. Dogs then have to spend mental energy decoding your intentions rather than focusing on responding. The solution is simple. Combine clear verbal commands with matching body language and keep both consistent. For instance, when asking your dog to sit, pair the word with a specific hand motion and maintain the same gesture every time. This repetition helps your dog understand exactly what is expected and respond confidently. Clear communication reduces stress, prevents misunderstandings, and fosters a stronger bond. When your dog knows what you mean without guessing or second-guessing, they feel more secure and emotionally connected to you. Dogs rely on us not just for food, water, and shelter, but for emotional guidance and a sense of security. Even the smallest, well-intentioned actions can unintentionally create stress, confusion, or distance. By being consistent, patient, and clear in your communication, while also providing mental stimulation, you can greatly improve your dog's emotional well-being. The subtle ways we affect their feelings often go unnoticed, yet making thoughtful adjustments can transform their happiness and strengthen the bond you share. Simple steps like consistent rules, calm training, positive reinforcement, clear signals, and enriching walks help your dog feel safe, understood, and truly loved. If you found this helpful, share this video so other dog lovers can benefit too. And subscribe to our channel for more tips on caring for your furry companion.